Hello, good morning. Welcome to another class on the Edge School Manager. All right, so at this moment, we want to show you how you can add an exam to your school. All right, so to your school portal. Now, for you to do that, let's dive into the full screen so that I can show you how to do that on the go. All right. So, of course, when you sign into your school portal, you have to go to SM examination. So, when you hover on SM examination, you click on manage exams. All right. You click on manage exams. You can see that we have the first school with the session 2021. Of course, we add new exam. All right. We do not have any exam here already. We are going to add new exam. And then what is the type of exam you are adding? Is it test one, test two, test three, whatever it is it the main exam, first time exam, second time exam? Just give it that name. Okay, so we are going to add test one, and the exam center, that may not be necessary, but these are the information that is necessary. When are you going to have the exam? Let's say we're going to have it um, November 25th. And when are you going to end the exam? Let's say we're going to end the exam November 30th. All right. So what class is taking the exam? This particular class, I will advise, well, if you have an examiner can do all of this for all the schools, right? All the classes. But if you do not have an examiner, you may want to give the responsibility as well to the teachers. All right. So it's much more easier for teachers. But if you have examiner, this is just the responsibility or the admin. If you It depends on how you want it to look like. All right. So we have GSS1. And now this is very important. What group do you now? The example group, you can see from here, say you can group exams. Make sure it has the exact same name as in other exam with same group. Example, first semester, like that. So now we are in first term. All right. So we are going to group this exam first term. All right. So that this shows that we are going to have this exam named first term test one. Okay. So if you're creating test two, you're going to create test two first term. All right. It's going to be first term test two. If you are creating test three, it's going to be uh, first term test three. If it's going to be the main exam, is going to be just be first term exam. All right. So it depends on how you want to name it. All right. So now you can see that because we've already added subjects, all our papers are pre-filled for this exam. So if you do not already have subject in this particular class, all of this will not be pre-filled. So you have to fill them manually yourself. You have to create them by adding more exam. All right. So there's a button here to add more. All right, there are extra exams you want them to take. You can click on it, you add more exam, as I will do right now. If I click on this, can you see it added more exam for me? All right, so I can now fill this up myself. But for this exam is not yet complete. You have to you have to fill in other details that the system do not have. What are the details? Now, what's the maximum mark for this particular um, exam? All right, this is test. Maybe 10 score, 10 marks, right? The code is English, as you've created it on the other stuff. The paper date. Now, which of the day, we've set the numbers, the week for exam, which is starting on 25th to 30th. All right. So now, in between these days, from 25th to 21st, when is the paper going to hold? All right. When are you going to be having English? That means let's say we're going to be having English on 25th. and it's going to be in the morning 9:30 to 10:30. All right. Exam room, if you have exam room, you can stipulate that. The advantage is that students will be able to know where they are going to have their English paper. All right. So you can give it a name, you can give it a number, whatever you want to name it. Of course, students must be aware of the name of each of those class of those exam hall. All right. So likewise, we have for Yoruba. When is Yoruba going to take place? You're going to pre-fill all of it like that, and then you submit. Okay. So now I want to just pre-fill one of it. I want to delete all others. All right. I will delete all others because if I do not fill them up, it won't save, and I will not have the time to fill every of this exam. Now I have filled just for English, all right? So I feel just for English and I think I'm okay. Now for the grade criteria, if you're okay with this, if not, just set it up to what you want to use. If you want to use overall grade, then you enable overall grade, all right? If not, you disable it. And psychomotor, you can add. What are the functions you want to add? Is it example, attitude, punctuality, and all of those? You know them. You know what your requirement in your school. So you add your psychomotor here, and of course, what grade are you giving it to it? Enter number. Let's say 5 is the highest, and 5 is what definition do you give it? Let's say very good. Okay. All right. Any other for, let's say, good. All right. Like that, you just keep creating whatever skill you are going to be using. And of course, from here, now they are yet to do the exam. So I will not advise you publish. No, no, you are going to publish this because this is an exam. All right. You are going to actually publish this. So now, after you are through with this, you can publish. When you publish this and you save, that means your student can see this exam. So let's say you have pre set up this before the exam day. All right. So you might leave it unpublished. So you just come here during the exam. I mean, let's say a week to the exam when you want to release the timetable for the exam. When you want to release that, you just publish for all students to see. So once you publish admit card. If it is rooms that you want to publish, timetable you want to publish, exam result you want to publish, you just come here and you publish them. Students will be able to see from their login, show overall results, good, show ranks and results, good, show subjects. So all of this is just meant for you to play with. If you want to activate or deactivate any one of these, it is your interest. All right. So let me save. Can you see exam added successfully? With this now, we have our exam added successfully into GSS1. All right. So that is how to add exam. So feel free to subscribe on the YouTube channel for you to receive notifications on our series of live classes, courses on how you can grow your school, use technology for your class, and so many other information we'll be adding on the YouTube, um, all right. So if you have any question, please feel free to drop it on the chat box, and of course you can also drop it on the YouTube comment. I'll be there to answer you on the